Hey guys, welcome back to another Doctor Who review. This time it's another look at one of Jamie Bates' 1/6 scale TARDIS kits. Today I'm going to take a look at the fourth set that I built. I'm saving the third one for when the 8th Doctor figure is released from Big Chief this summer. But for now, let's take a look at the first Doctor's TARDIS, my favourite of all the kits that I've built, and the one that I went to great pains to get screen accurate. Just like the previous sets, the kit came unassembled, complete with the decals needed for the box. The only elements that you need to purchase is the plastic for the windows, the beacon, hinges for the door, dowel rods for the pillars, and of course, paint and glue. The first step was to assemble the box in its raw form, followed by creating the lock. This is very distinctive on the Hartnell box, and was made from a straw and some milliput, followed by the thing that drove me half mad, creating the Artex patterns on the box. Now, the original Peter Bukaki box is known for its thick texturing, an attempt to match the concrete look of the real police boxes. I went through countless photos trying to match the patterns as they appeared on screen, firstly by roughly drawing out the patterns, and then filling the spaces with polyfiller. For the most part, I think I did a pretty good job, and my dad thought I was mad, but I think it was worth it. Once this was done, the box was painted with primer by my dad, and then it was on to the tricky part, the colour. Sadly, we don't have many decent photos of the prop in colour from this period. The best is this lovely image from Marco Polo. Other colour photos of the box make it seem much darker. The more I studied the images, I noticed something of a pattern. The bulk of the box was a dark greyish blue, while the clumpy patches were lighter, so I assumed that when they made the prop look battered compared to the pristine version in the pilot, the addition of the Artex to the paint made it slightly lighter. Now that could be complete nonsense, but that's what I went with, much to my dad's despair. He hated the way it looked, preferring a straightforward one tone of blue. He kept saying, "Don't do it, you'll ruin it, it'll look awful," which gave me even more reason to make it work. So my brother spotted a very close match to the lighter blue patches, which I then added black to in order to make the darker base colour. At first I thought it wasn't going to work, but when my dad added a second coat of the dark colour, it started to come together. Sadly, that portion was the only element my dad was able to contribute to this box before he became too ill, but he continued to follow the process with interest. Next was painting the window frames and adding the decals. For the frame around the door sign, I painted it white, and then I added a light blue wash over the top to match the look that the gleaming white from the pilot episode had been painted over to fulfill Sydney Newman's wishes that the TARDIS should look more battered. The panel itself was provided by Jamie and sits further forward compared to later TARDISes. The lock was painted silver and gold, and for the beacon, I used a piece of clear tubing painted white on the inside. The beacon housing, provided as part of the kit, required the wooden dowels and also the bump on top. For this, I sculpted a bump out of milliput, which seems to do the job. The windows were strips of plastic cut to size with a textured film applied to the corners to replicate the pebbled look. It's not perfect, but it works fairly well. I decided that the box should match the increasingly tatty look of Season 2, particularly in the chase. Here the windows appear to have been washed out with white paint, which I replicated, followed by adding a dirty wash to the frames and other parts of the box. The most fun part for me was then taking a piece of sandpaper and gently scuffing the paintwork, in some cases to reveal the wood beneath, which is very clear in the pictures of the prop from the chase. I love that at this point damage to the prop revealed the wood, which I thought would look far more interesting than the tidier looking prop. So there we have it. This was a great kit to make. I love the original prop, and the chance to build upon the base kit that Jamie created was a lot of fun, particularly when posing it with Big Chief's first Doctor figure. As ever, I highly recommend buying one of these kits, regardless of whether you are a 1/6 scale collector or not. Although large, I think these TARDISes are a lovely size and allow for a lot of detail and creativity in their construction. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more info on where to get these sets, I've put Jamie's Twitter handle on screen and in the description below. Stay tuned as I review the next kit I'm working on, which is the Barry Newbury prop from the very end of Season 17, and then later in the year, the TV movie box. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.